Hi, welcome to our wearing high heels exercises video. You will not actually see any high heels in this video because this is just exercises, a few ideas for what you can do before you put heels on, after you've been wearing them for any amount of time, and strengthening exercises for your foot, ankle, and calf. Of course, wearing heels is more than just your foot, ankle, and calf. Anything that you do to the foundation of your standing and walking, whether that is a true high heel or even a shoe with like a tennis shoe that has a little bit of padding more in the heel. People don't think of that as any sort of rise, but it's about the same height as a very short high heel in some cases. And even to very narrow shoes where your toes are squished, or really anything. These exercises really aren't just for heels. Any type of constrictive shoe over a long enough time period is going to have some negative effects. So great for anybody, but particularly if you're wearing high heels, you need to take care of your foot. So starting with your toes, massaging your foot really, and start with your toes, rubbing under each toe pad there and rolling it around, stretching out the toes, spreading them apart from each other, especially if they're going to be smashed into some narrow shoes for a little bit. Getting into the ball of the foot under each toe. So using your thumbs to push in and roll around. You can get into the heel. Use your whole hand cupping the heel. You can squeeze and rotate and move all of that around, pushing in with your thumbs as well. Taking your hands from the top, wrapping around your foot. Your fingers can do a lot into the arch, so you can just kind of massage with your fingers individually, pressing in all around. You can rub up and down through the whole arch of the foot, on the sides, in the middle. And then don't forget to go side to side. You've got different muscles that run different directions through your foot. You can get in with your thumbs now on the top. You'll feel each bone here coming from each toe. You can get in between the spaces there, between the bones, and rub a little bit. That's also going to help spread your toes apart as well, pushing in. Okay, so after a little bit of massage, we can get a little deeper with a tennis ball, a golf ball. Students of mine are familiar with, let me grab one, with a peanut ball, basically two tennis balls and socks, so there you've got the tennis balls. And grabbing your peanut ball is good because it doesn't have to be just your feet. Again, what you're doing with your feet is going to affect the rest of your body. So if you know that you're going to get tight through the hip area or low back, you may want to do other peanut ball exercises to get into those areas before you put your shoes on and after. But you could basically either sit at your desk or chair or stand. This is just great to do throughout the day. Have a little golf ball on your desk and roll around. You can vary the pressure. If you're standing, you're of course going to be standing with your weight on your other foot. That feels really good. So just roll it all around, up and down, and side to side, in circles, and you're going to find those little spots that need a little extra attention. Raises. So if I just do a calf raise, move the steps, let's see. If I just do a calf raise as you would just think, okay, I'm gonna raise up on my feet. Great, calf raises. What we tend to do is, first of all, are your feet pointed forward? You know, so we don't want to do our raises over here. There's going to be a tendency to not target the right muscles. So your feet are straight forward, and that means your feet are straight forward. So look for the box of your foot, no toes, don't look at the toes, to see if that is straight forward. And then make sure your weight starts back on your heels. Spread your toes wide and place them back down gently. Now you've got a good foundation to do your raises from. As I raise up, I'm going to think of all of my force and energy coming to a center line so that more of my raise is happening under the big toe. My pinkies are still in contact with the floor, but I don't have my weight rolled out to that side. Now that was quite an exaggeration of rolling out, but this is what often happens in heels if your ankles are weak. So by rolling more inward, now that's an exaggeration of rolling inward, but I'm strengthening the muscles on the outside of my leg to support the ankle there. Those tend to be weak, and that's why you get that inversion sort of rollout, which can really hurt an ankle. So nice, slow. I always default to slower rather than faster exercises. Never do an exercise just to get it done. You know, that's not really doing anything for you. So very slow, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. Really focusing on the big toes, ball of the foot there. Hold for a couple seconds and then lower. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. After you wear your heels, massage again. Oh, you're probably definitely really gonna want it this time. The massage before feels good, but if you've been wearing your heels for any length of time, this is gonna feel great. So the same techniques for massage, nothing new there. You might wanna work in some more active toe spreading. So passive is when I was just taking the toes with my fingers, opening them up, or pushing in to spread them open from the top of the foot. So more active, I might lift up the toes and work on spreading them one toe at a time. So I started there with the pinky, next one, those next two are hard for me, and then the big toes down. So just really focusing on using the muscles in the foot to do it rather than just passively with your hand. We can do a towel calf stretch. You can use a yoga mat or a towel. It depends on how much height you want. So start with something that's fairly low to the ground. Maybe even just take this towel and not even roll it up completely. So somebody might start with just a little bit of a raise for the ball of the foot. And you might work up over time to something a little bit taller here. So now my foot is up more at an angle. And you can work up to a yoga mat. So I'm going to do a yoga mat to demonstrate so you can really see what's happening. And there's 2 ways to do this. So if I keep my knee straight, that's going to get into stretching the gastroc. And then if I bend the knee into it, that's going to get into the soleus. So foot straight forward, toes gently down. We keep the heel grounded behind the mat and my toes, ball of the foot up on the mat. I'm going to take my other leg and step forward over the mat. If I stepped more, that would put a deeper stretch into it, so start small. And again, for the gastroc, I'm keeping my knee straight. Oh, this is such a good stretch. I love this stretch. Okay, we can come back. I'm gonna bend into the knee slightly and step forward. And you still feel a stretch. It's gonna change location slightly. You're getting into a different muscle. Again, I'm keeping that heel driven to the floor. It kind of wants to lift up, not letting it. Okay, flexing and toe scrunching, because in heels, you're pointed all the time and your foot is kind of in like this Barbie foot position where the toes are flexed up, but the ankle is pointed. So we're gonna do something opposite. I'm gonna keep the toes relaxed as possible. And let me do it over block here. Keep the toes relaxed, only at the ankle. But you can kind of see as I start flexing my foot up, my toes want to help me go that direction. So really concentrate on keeping the toes relaxed. So slowly flex the foot up. You see they really want to come toward my shin. So what you can also do if you find that you can't quite keep them relaxed, scrunch them down and then work on flexing. It's a lot harder than you think it would be. So you can scrunch and then flex. Again, slower is better. Or you can keep relaxed as much as you can. If you can't totally, that's fine, because when you get to the top of your flex, try to hold your flex right where it is in your ankle and only scrunch your toes down. You might feel that when you start moving your toes down, you end up wanting to lose the ankle flex. So it's just a little bit of body control and working your muscles a little differently than what they're used to. Anytime you want to strengthen your feet or ankles, I have a number of exercises for you about that. So putting a resistance band around the ball of the foot, pulling back on it. So I'm pulling for a good calf stretch here, number one. But then I'm going to very gently start pointing the ankle. And this is really about the ankle and the calf. I'm not too worried about the toes right now. So slow motions again. Both directions. You can also work on your toes, pointing, putting your toes more into the band and getting a full point. If I took the band around a stationary object, like a pole, then we can get the other direction of pointing and flexing. This is still in the shot. So I can pull the band up. I can't point totally because I'm going to lose the band, but it's just a quick way to get the other direction. And then the big thing in heels, I mentioned before, when your foot inverts and your ankle rolls out, when we did the raises, strengthening this outer edge. So I'm going to get just a small loop in my band. band around all the foot. I'm going to hold it to the inside and use my other foot to step on it for resistance. Now I'm going to think of chopping my foot out sideways to pull into the band more. You can do this from different points or flexes because different shoes are going to have different heights. And you want to be able to have control at any way that your foot is positioned. It's harder than you would think because again, these muscles don't normally bring the foot out to the side too much. We tend to be stronger in the middle. But if you do want to even things out and you just need to strengthen the ankle all the way around, we can work to the other side by changing which way we hold the band. So now I'm going to pull the band to the outside because I'm going to work to the inside to get these muscles. Now I need to cross my other foot on top to push on it for that resistance. And we're coming in like that. Okay. The last thing I have for you is a towel scrunch. So get back to our towel here. This is going to be a paper towel, maybe for starters. You can work up to a washcloth or a bigger hand towel. But yeah, if you're just starting with this, start with a paper towel. Set the towel down, open your toes wide. Put them down, scrunch them up to grab at the towel. And work on lifting it. Try to, over time, be able to grab it in different areas. Because you might find that you kind of go for a certain grab all the time. Yeah. There are foot exercises. Let me know if you have any questions.